Okay, and what we want to do in this video is come to our very last non-price determinant, something that the very last factor that causes a shift of the demand curve. And in this, we're going to have a quick recap over pretty much everything that we've done regarding non-price determinants, and then explain this one thing, which is special circumstances. Okay, so of course we're still talking about demand. This is still in the demand section of the videos, still in unit 1.1, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what we have already said was that there are certain things other than a change in the selling price of the good itself that cause demand to change. We already said that tastes of the consumer cause demand to change. If there is a change in the taste of the consumer, all of these have to change in order for demand to change. If there's a change in the price of related goods, if there's a change in the expectation of buyers of what they think the future price will be, if there's a change in the income of the consumer, or if there's a change in the size of the market. As we've already said, now we're going to look at special circumstances and how that may affect the demand for a good. So all of the above factors cause what is called a shift in the demand curve. So what's a shift? And I hope at this stage you're absolutely sick of seeing this. An outward shift to the demand curve means that at every price more is bought, and this is called an increase in demand. An inward shift of the demand curve means that at every price less is bought, demand is lower, people want to buy less of the good for whatever reason. This is called a decrease in demand. When we're talking about special circumstances, in this case, special circumstances means things that affect demand which was unexpected. Okay, so what we're saying here was, if there was a sudden heat wave, a sudden very hot day, this may increase the demand for ice cream, thus causing an outward shift of the demand curve for ice cream. Okay, on the other hand, if there was unexpected rain on a summer's day, this might reduce the demand for ice cream and therefore cause an inward shift in the demand for ice cream. People are like, there's no way, it's freezing outside, I'm not going to eat ice creams, give me a hot cup of tea or coffee or something like that. Okay, so if there are favorable special circumstances, and what I mean by that, if this is the demand curve here for ice cream and there's a heat wave and everyone's like, oh, for God's sake, I need something to cool me down, well, then that means there's going to be an outward shift of the demand curve. Now, what does an outward shift the demand curve mean? That means that at every price, more is going to be purchased. For some reason, some unexpected reason in this case, more people want to buy ice cream. Again, I'm only showing price P1. However, at every price, more ice cream is going to be purchased because there was, let's say, a favorable special circumstance. In this case, it was favorable for the ice cream company, but what we're saying is more people want to buy ice cream. The demand curve is shifted to the right simply because it's a very hot day. Okay. On the other hand, an unfavorable special circumstance is this again is the demand curve for ice cream, and what we are saying here is that it's a very, very cold, very rainy, very wet day, very miserable day, and nobody's in the mood for ice cream. Therefore, what happens? The demand for ice cream falls. There is an inward shift in the demand curve. People want to buy less of the good than originally they had. That means that at every price less is bought. I am only showing price P1, and all we're saying here is that in general, people want to buy less ice cream, either that just day, that week, that month, whatever, it doesn't matter, because of something has occurred that was unexpected. And now they're saying, nah, I'm just not interested in buying ice cream anymore.